to Lorain. We're here at Clearview High School as the Clippers get set to entertain the Sailors of Vermilion in a aquatic branded battle of sorts, but maybe not so fitting as we sit here, Jared, on the last day of January with the freezing cold, snow on the ground. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere soon as we take a look at the forecast ahead. And boy, yeah, I'm safe to say I think we'd all rather be indoors right now than outdoors. But we are excited to be here at Clearview again. Clippers getting set to take on the Sailors of Vermilion. I'm Rock Anushi. He's Jared Kozar. Gary Pelter to our left running the camera. And want to tell you that today's game is brought to you by our fantastic sponsors, as this cage matchup on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel is going to be brought to you by Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. LCCC, that's Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. LMRE, the Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your touchstone energy partner. And by our friends over at Eco Tree Services, they are your complete tree care company. Looking at the two sides, Clearview, the home team today, 4-13 on the season, just 2-11 in league play. That's 7th in the LC8. And talking with Coach Demakia beforehand, he knows that better days are ahead. He thinks for this Clipper basketball program, a lot of youth, a lot of young girls on this team that really they're truly just still learning the game of basketball, especially how to play it at a high caliber varsity level. So we'll see what Clearview is able to do today. And for Vermilion, led by head coach Doug Mahalik in his 4th season at the helm, they're 9-9, 5-4 in Sandusky Bay Conference Bay Division play. That's good for 3rd in that division of the conference. And they are having, well, as you see, a 500 season. We got to see them, Jared, all the way back at the DeFranco. They were actually part of our tip-off here for our 2025-2026 WEOL basketball coverage in partnership with the Chronicle Telegram. Of course, they started things off over at Midview in the DeFranco, losing to the Middies that afternoon, but they're hoping for better results here on the road today at Clearview. And kind of sticking with Clearview for a second here, Jared, something we briefly mentioned between ourselves off air right before we got started here on the pregame show. Nick Demakia in his 18th season at the helm here for the Clearview girls basketball program, right there with Amy Esser over at North Ridgeville. You were telling me for longest tenured coaches on the hardwood anyway, here in Lorain County. And I think anytime you can stick with, have 18 years in any career, let alone a high school varsity coaching gig, that's pretty darn impressive. So hats off to Nick Demakia here in his 18th season.
Well, and I think that was part of it too when we mentioned with Nick and he said better day is on the horizon. He can say that with the degree of accuracy because he's seen it before in terms of what there is facing him. Challenging year, certainly, like he said, he thinks that there's some potential with some classes he has coming in. But, when you've been at the helm this long, you've kind of stuck with those ebb and flows. And, that's one of the things I think when you get an 18th year guy going up against a guy in his 4th year, but very familiar with the program and with this Clipper program too, as Doug Mahalik did some time as a member of the staff out here at Clearview as well before he took over that main job over in Vermilion.
Yeah, and one of the things that Coach Demakia, again, just kind of in tune with, he's got younger girls. He was telling us, it's near 30 turnovers a game for his Clippers team. So when you're turning the ball over, you're not shooting a super high field goal percentage. You're struggling to just put the ball in the basket. At the end of the day, we can talk about defense, but you got to find ways to score, and that's what Clearview is continuing to search and try to find ways to do creatively. But again, certainly they think better days are ahead. And for Vermilion, they shoot it well, typically from the floor, about 31%. Their field goal percentage, 3-point percentage up near 20%. So they're certainly a team that when they're on, they can certainly be on and they can do some damage. So as we get set for the anthem here at Clearview, we'll step aside, take our first break here in the pregame. We'll be back with starting lineups and the tip-off right here. It's Vermilion at Clearview, our WEOL cage matchup on this January Saturday afternoon. We're live on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Welcome back out to Clearview as the Clippers get set to entertain the Sailors of Vermilion in a little Saturday, we'll call it the Super Duper matinee, Jared. This one originally scheduled for a 1:30 tip, but with no junior varsity contest to lead us into varsity activities, they'll just go ahead and move things on up to noon, and I think that's something we can all get down with, right? We get the game in, not that we discredit the matchup today or anything like that, but anytime you can get a game in and then kind of get on with the rest of your afternoon, I think that's something that we can all live for and take. So let's take a look at the starting lineups as they introduce the home Clippers here at Clearview. We'll start with the road Sailors. Again, they're 9-9, 5-4 in conference, third in SBC Bay Division play, led by fourth-year head coach Doug Mahalik. And their starting five looks like this. It'll be number 11, a sophomore, Jaslyn Rail at 7.8 points per game. A junior, number 12, Emma Gebhardt at just over 6.5 points per game. Abby Gowrie, a senior in the lineup as well. She wears 22, over 7.5 points per game. Jocelyn Alvarado, a senior, wearing number 23. She can fill it up from the outside, averaging just over 8 points per game. And the leading scorer for the Sailors, it is sophomore, number 24, Morgan Frank, at 10.5 points per game. And for the Clippers, their starting five under head coach Nick Damachia looks like this. A senior guard, number 5, that's Shaisha Milton. Again, a senior averaging just over 1.5 points per game. Kyla Witt, a freshman in the starting five for Coach Damachia. She wears number 10 at 3.7 points per game. Marcelina Rivera, a senior, wearing number 15 at just over 2 points per game. Adriana Comley, another senior, number 22 at 3.2 points per game. And rounding out the starting five for the Clippers, their leading scorer in the starting lineup at 4.8 points per game, it is junior, number 24, Layla Penny. Clearview in their white uniforms with the blue numbering and lettering, gold trim, Vermilion in those purple uniforms, white numbering and lettering with the gold trim all the way around. Jump ball is up, won by the Sailors as Frank tips it back to Alvarado, and we are underway here at Clearview for a little Saturday matinee here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. We are thrilled that you can be a part of this one, and Coach Mahalik thrilled to see that shot go through. Jaslyn Rail rails a three right there, and it's 3-0 Sailors right off the bat. So that's beautiful. Opening tip offense right there. A lot of coaches like to get a quick hitter off the opening tip if they win it. That's exactly what the Sailors do there. And now they get a steal. It's Frank crossing it over to Rail, who misses the money inside. Frank there to corral the miss. She goes back up with it and scores. And just like that, it is 5-0 Sailors.
Yeah, points off a turnover is right there. You see it in the first 45 seconds of this one.
It can be tough to get into your offense. And like Coach Damachia told us, it's a scuffling offense. But when you're throwing the ball away and turning it over, it can make things extra tough. Jump ball right there. We'll keep it with Clearview.
Yeah, you never want to compound your problems that way, and that's something they're going to have to fight through. You mentioned, a few wins in their conference and starting to put things together in the second half of the year. It looked better, but, work to do today.
Yeah, Clearview actually winners in 2 of their last 3, wins over Oberlin and Wellington, but lost to Columbia. Another steal here for Vermilion. Pass up ahead and laid in by Abby Gowrie, and that'll be a quick timeout for Coach Damachia and the Clearview Clippers. And was that a full or a 30 he took? The officials inquiring as well. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. And Jared, I think this first, minute and 7 seconds, probably an embodiment of how too much I think of this season has gone for Coach Damakia's Clippers. Turnovers leading to fast break points the other way for the opposition.
Well, I think the baseline 3 off the tip you can live with because, like you said, that's just something, hey, that's their possession. They don't really struggle from the outside. That was a good shot. It maybe could have been contested differently for Clearview, but it's the turnovers and then just the, allowing Vermilion to get back and have second chance opportunities off of a miss too. One of those. He's looking for a better effort and, want to set the tone there and say, don't let this thing get too far off the rails just a little bit over a minute in.
Now, to Vermilion's credit, they are a long, athletic team. I mean, you see some of the length that they have on the floor, at least relative to what Clearview has. Another turnover there as the Clippers just struggling to get it across half court right now. Layla Penny, an errant pass, goes out of bounds. So Vermilion, another chance at the offensive side of the ball here. A good look inside there, but missing it was Vermilion. Frank there for the stick back, count it, and the foul. Gebhardt missed it, Frank there to clean it up, and Morgan Frank continuing to have an outstanding sophomore campaign for the Sailors. 2 more points for her and a chance for another here at the charity stripe.
Yeah, you go through that starting lineup for the Lady Sailors, and you mentioned it seemed like everybody was contributing, and just one in double figures, but everybody does something there for them that can get you to a pretty nice total when you think about a starting 5.
The scoring drops off significantly when you look at some of the bench bunch numbers, right? So it really is this 5 for Coach Mahalik. Not that the other girls on the bench can't contribute, but just from a stats perspective, that's what it's been this year. But you're right, Jared, it's very balanced, and they get contributions from all 5 of those girls out there. Held ball there. We'll give it right back to Vermilion with the possession arrow. So Alvarado will trigger the inbound here. Gebhardt cutting across the baseline. They'll send a couple of cutters inside. They look to get it inside. Gebhardt able to save what could have been an errant pass. Gebhardt chiseling her way inside, kicks it out to Frank, who knocks down the mid-range jumper. And boy, oh boy, Morgan Frank, when she can get it going from the outside like that as well, Jared, she becomes a very, very tough player to try to limit.
And I think for Nick Damakia, it's just, hey, can we get somebody out there to challenge that shot? Not necessarily surprised that she made it, but just I need a body in front of her.
Got to get a hand up, got to contest it somehow, some way. So Clearview able to break the press here. Now they'll get set in the half court, and another turnover there as Kyla Witt was looking for a cutting Layla Penny, but that pass a touch too high.
Actually, they're going to say that's white ball over here.
That did get tipped. Okay.
Clearview will retain possession.
All right.
A much-needed possession for the Clippers underneath their own bucket.
Yeah, just got to see one go through the net in a game like today so far anyway. Still plenty of time as Penny works her way inside, goes high off the glass for 2. You hear the Clearview bench in support right there. That's what you need. You need some buckets. You need your bench and your home fans to get into it a little bit. Now some defensive pressure being applied by Clearview. Penny nearly stole it. Alvarado able to save it, though. In the corner with it is Jaslyn Rail. Rail weaving her way inside. Missed it off back iron, but she gets her own miss amongst 5 Clearview Clippers. And then she gets fouled, and she'll be headed to the line for a pair. Will Jaslyn Rail, as that foul will go on Adriana Comley, the senior for Clearview, her first, team second.
Yeah, Rail did everything but convert the bucket there, and then as you mentioned, got the miss and is able to go back to the line now.
So Rail hit that opening 3, misses the front end of this trip to the stripe here. Subs for both sides here as Sophia Schaefer checks in for the Sailors. And for Clearview, it'll be Rebecca Ledee, a junior, checking in as well. She replaces Shaisha Milton. One more here for Rail. She misses that one short. Gebhardt's stick back no good as nobody boxed her out. And now that ball hit out of bounds. It'll stay with Vermilion. So those are ones I think you got to have if you're the Clearview Clippers, Jared. You get 2 misses at the free throw line. You just can't get the defensive rebound.
Yeah, too many second chance opportunities right now in this first stanza.
Nice play there. They just lobbed it over top to Frank, who caught it amongst the shorter Clippers. She is the tallest one out there, at least from the naked eye, Jared, by a good amount. Gebhardt with it. Nice baseline drive by Emma Gebhardt, and she got whacked in the face. And she'll be headed to the free throw line here for a pair. Hope she's okay. Immediately went and grabbed the mouth, but she seems to be quite okay, as that personal will go on Ledee, her first, team third, and it's 2 free throws coming here for the junior for Vermilion, Emma Gebhardt.
Vermilion 0 of 3 to start out from the line. Gebhardt looking to change that.
Gebhardt right on cue. Jared knocks down that first free throw. I remember, Jerry, talking with Coach Mahalik leading into that game at the DeFranco. Vermilion had played Fairview leading into that game, and that was a nail-biter that they ended up losing. They were 0 for 18 at the line at one point in that game. I remember Coach Mahalik telling me as Gebhardt airballs the back end there.
Yeah, well, they're 1 of 5 so far today, so a little bit ahead of that pace. But if they're going to get sent to the line, I think they're going to need to convert in order to, see that number get to where they want it to be.
Well, they shoot it just 48% from the line per the stats that I got from Coach Mahalik, and another travel there as Layla Penny couldn't quite get the footwork figured out. Coach Demakia telling her, hey, just jump stop, come to 2. Boy, if I had $1 for every time I've told the girls I coached that after a travel, only for them to do it again, I may not be here today, Jared, as Frank inside, missing that one off the iron, no good. A rebound secured by Layla Penny of Clearview. Witt has it in some trouble. Penny comes to get it from her. They got numbers ahead if she looks up, but she's fouled, racing down that far sideline. Let's see, that'll be on Jaslyn Rail, her first. Vermilion's first team foul. Sailors lead at 12-2, 5:05 left to play here in this first quarter.
Rock, I got to tell you that Pelt and I just shared a look, and we think a buck. That's that's greed right there. I mean, why don't you just go for a nickel, a dime?
Boy.
Jeez,
Oh,
you
boy.
went right for the dollar.
Well, scared money don't make money, my friend, as they'll look inside, and that one's taken away by Vermilion. Another turnover. Frank nearly traveled near midcourt. Gets away with it, though, swings it to Gebhardt. Now to Alvarado. She's not shy. She launches, no good off the iron. Rebound tracked down by Morgan Frank. Her and Penny collide, and Frank stepped out of bounds before the contact, so a turnover gives it back to the Clippers. But boy, oh boy, this full court pressure of Vermilion has just caused fits for Coach Demakia's Clippers. Kyla Witt comes to get it. Now to Layla Penny, racing up the far sideline, gets by the defense. Now she'll look inside. That pass tip, she gets it back. Now it's out of bounds. Last touched by the ladies in purple, so it'll stay with Clearview. And Coach Mahalik wants a 30-second timeout. Why don't we sneak into 30 as well, Jared? 4:38 left to play here in the first. Our score, Vermilion 12, Clearview 2. We'll be right back after this.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Jared, I reflect a little more upon the look that you and Peltomania exchanged with each other over there. You get that low is where I'm at on your guys' totem pole. I can't even ask for a buck over here. Am I unworthy of that? Or?
Incrementally, we start out, with the nickel, the dime, the quarter. If I had a quarter for every time, we don't know what the trials and tribulations you face day in and day out over there in Independence. But
I can show you. We get that huddle cam going. I can show you.
But a buck seems like a where do you go if that's denied? Is what I'm saying. Now you got to backpedal.
Well, that's a risk I'm willing to take, my friend. After the timeout, Clearview possession. 4.5 left to play here in this first quarter as Penny launches a 3 from that far corner. Missed everything. Rebound secured by Gebhardt for Vermilion. Up ahead to Alvarado. Alvarado wheels it back up top to Frank. She'll launch for 3, and she hits. Oh, man. I mean, again, I'll tell you, when she has it going on the inside, that's one thing with her size, right? But when she's knocking down those perimeter shots, especially the ones from beyond the arc, things get troublesome for the defense in a hurry. As she nearly gets a steal there, but tips it out of bounds. It'll stay with Clearview. Another substitution here for Vermilion, as that is Abby Gowrie returning for the Sailors. She replaces Jaslyn Rail. Inbound here goes to Lachey Williams, and she'll get tied up between a couple of Sailors. Possession arrow will keep it with the Clippers. Williams out there with Layla Penny, Kyla Witt, Rebecca Ledee, as well as Kayla Hitchens.
And for Clearview, it's just shot opportunities are what they need now.
And they throw it away there on the inbounds, and I thought there might have been some contact there between Ledee of Clearview and Sophia Schaefer, the junior for Vermilion. Schaefer stepping out of bounds, though, and so it'll go right back to Clearview. 15-12, the Sailors lead Clearview. 3:50 in counting left to play here in this first quarter. Clippers need a bucket. Lachey Williams, the freshman, trying to break this full court pressure. Nobody's coming back to help her, and there's another turnover. Gowrie takes it away, swings it over to Gebhardt. Gebhardt, nice pass fake inside, goes up for 2. No, but she's fouled, and Emma Gebhardt will have a couple of free throw attempts here as that foul goes on Kayla Hitchens, the senior. That'll be her first, team 4th here in this first stanza, and Emma Gebhardt already with 1 point in the ball game, looking to add to that total here.
Yeah, she is the lone make for the Sailors at the line, and that shooting woes continue for the Sailors. One thing not going well from their 1 of 6 from the charity stripe. But with 3:38 remaining, the next one's going to put them at the line for the remainder,
Right.
save that being a player control foul.
Gebhardt splits the pair, hitting the back end. So she's got 2 points in total, and her Sailors have a 14-point lead. And now, another turnover on the inbounds there. Thought Kyla Witt would have a shot to save that one, nearly did, but a turnover anyways, so it goes right back to Vermilion. You know, if Coach Mahalik joins us for a brief post-game interview, we may have to joke with him. It may not be so much of a joke for him with the free throw shooting woes that have plagued this team at times this season. They'll still find ways to win, as Gebhardt fouled inside again, and she's got 2 free throws coming her way. And let's see, is that Hitchens again? It is. Kayla Hitchens, Kayla Hitchens, the senior for Clearview, picks up her second personal. And Miley Ezel will head to the scorer's table, presumably to replace her, as Gebhardt converts on the front end there.
Yeah, penalty situation here with the remainder. That was just 2 seconds before they picked up the next foul there. So 3.5 minutes plus in this first quarter still to play. So, Vermilion's going to see themselves at the line.
Maggie Faulkner back into the game for Vermilion. Shaisha Milton into the game as well for Clearview, along with Miley Ezel. As Gebhardt, good on both free throws there. So she's got 4, all at the free throw line here in this first quarter. And her Sailors have a 16-point lead. It's 18-2 with 3.5 left to play here in the first quarter. Somebody's got to come back to help out Lachey Williams. Kyla Witt eventually comes to her aid, and Kyla Witt brings it into the front court. Heavy defensive pressure here for Vermilion. Very much to Coach Mahalik's liking, and a double dribble against the Clippers there. Give it right back to Vermilion. So again, with this Clearview team at 4-13 on the season, it's been results that have started like this, no other way around it. Coach Damaki was pretty transparent about things with us in the pregame festivities, not bashing his team or his girls by any stretch of the imagination. He loves the effort, the attitude that they bring to the gym every single day. It's just, again, a lot of youth on the team, not too many girls where basketball is their primary thing, which we know. Jared, enough coaches have told us over the years how big of a difference maker that can be. As here's a 3 ball on the way for Vermilion. Gowrie attempting that one, missed it, no good. Rebound secured by Vermilion. Gowrie goes back up with it and scores. 2 more for Abby Gowrie, 2 more for the Sailors. They lead by 18. 20-2 our score. 2:40 left to play here in this first quarter. Layla Penny in some trouble with it there on the far sideline. Discards a defender. Now finally gets it ahead to Kyla Witt. Witt racing into the front court, got out of a trap. Penny tries a long runner and got it off the glass. Nice shot there by Layla Penny. She's got all 4 for Clearview right now. Sailors still with a 16-point lead. 20-4 our score. 2:18 and counting left to play here in the first. Baseline drive here. Sophia Schaefer goes high off the glass. No good. Little bit of contact. No call. Kyla Witt comes away with it for Clearview. Kyla Witt weaving through traffic. Hands it off to Lachey Williams. She'll stop and pop from the free throw line. No good. Missed it right. Rebound is tied up on the floor. Jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to Vermilion.
You know, and I think one of the things is when you're struggling in a game like this in a 16-point deficit, Coach Damaki and his staff can say, well, our girls are still attacking. There's still an effort out there in terms of what's gone on, despite that being a pretty big deficit right now. And that's why I think he was excited to talk to us the way he did in the pregame.
Yeah, absolutely. As that one is tipped out of bounds, it'll stay with Vermilion. Maggie Faulkner trying to break the pressure. Faulkner inside to Gebhardt. Gebhardt elevates over top the defense and scores. Nice first quarter here for Emma Gebhardt. She's got 6. Her Sailors up 18, and now it'll be another steal. It'll be, maintained by Kyla Witt. Way to get on the floor for number 10 in white right there. Layla Penny now gives it up to Lachey Williams. Lachey Williams chiseling her way inside. Her runner short, and it trickles out of bounds. It'll go back to Vermilion. So I'll tell you what, Jared, I mean, the effort still very much there for Clearview right now. The heads aren't hanging. Certainly some frustration you can see, but they are doing their darndest to try to keep possessions and put the ball in the bucket. And they'll get a steal right here. Kyla Witt with it after a nice save by Miley Ezel. Ezel gets it back there. Rewarded for running the floor. Couldn't hang on to it. A lot of contact. And let's see. It's out of bounds. It'll go back to Vermilion. They are certainly letting them play a little bit here, I think, Jared, at this point in this first quarter. Good amount of contact over there, but the officials will just call it out of bounds. Coach Damaki not thrilled
Well, I think they've been a little consistent with that. There has been some contact, and they're not, like you said, they're letting them play a little bit. So I think both coaching staffs are going to have to get used to the fact that they're going to call it that way.
Stepping into a healthy 3 there was Faulkner, the freshman. That one's no good. The cleanup, though, by Jaslyn Rail is, and she's fouled. So Jaslyn Rail, a chance for one more here at the free throw line. Let's see who picked that one up. You had a couple of white jerseys in there. And that will go against Amiley Ezel, her first. And already in the bonus is Vermilion. So Jaslyn Rail with 5. Make it 6 as she converts here at the free throw line. So 25-4. Our first quarter score, 57 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. Coach Tamaki, you got to be careful. He is certainly giving the officials all they can handle right now. And now a foul called. As, let's see, that'll go against Maggie Faulkner for Vermilion. So it'll be a side out here for Clearview. A couple of Clippers return to action here. Rebecca Ledee, one of them. As well as, let's see, number 33 for Clearview. Don't have a 33 on my roster. I think that's Serenity McGee. Serenity McGee, number 33 for Clearview, checking in as well for the first time this afternoon. Look at Ledee get on the deck for the basketball. And a jump ball possession arrow will keep it with Clearview. So I will add Serenity quickly to my score sheet here. The sophomore, Serenity McGee.
And I think Coach Damaki was just politely reminding our officiating staff that it was 5-1 in favor of the team foul situation, and maybe politely got a little bit more spirited as that conversation carried on.
Understood. McGee with it at the right elbow in a little bit of trouble. Tries to force it inside to Ezel, but couldn't quite get there. As it'll be Gowrie coming away with it for Vermilion. Tried to kick it out to Rail in the corner, and it goes out of bounds. It'll go right back to Clearview. So 28 seconds now left to play in this first quarter. Clippers down 21. It's a 25-4 Vermilion Sailor lead right now. As, oh boy. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Marcelina Rivera. I thought I had to add another number rather, to my score sheet. Instead, it's Rivera, the senior, back into the contest here. Kyla Witt bringing it across, tries to get it to Rivera, but it's stepped in front of and stolen by Vermilion. Pass up ahead to Morgan Frank as she floats, elevates, and scores. So Morgan Frank having a fantastic first quarter, having a fantastic season as the sophomore in Vermilion. And it continues here today. 27-4, the Sailor lead right now. And now she gets another steal, does Morgan Frank. She's got 2, she's got 1, and she's not going to get a shot off as she couldn't handle it there on that far sideline. And that will bring this first quarter to a close. Our score after 1, it's all Sailors here thus far. Vermilion has raced out to a 27-4 edge as we get set for second quarter action after this timeout here on the WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Cage matchup.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Back here at Clearview, our score after 1. Vermilion with a big lead here on the road on top of the Clippers, 27-4. Our score right now, Morgan Frank leading all scorers with 11. Jaslyn Rail, Emma Gebhardt each with 6. Abby Gowrie has 4. Jocelyn Alvarado has not scored. And Layla Penny for Clearview has all 4 of their points. Again, I'm Rock Anushi. He's Jared Kozar. Gary Pelter running the camera. Our sponsors today, want to thank them quickly once again here. Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford. Lorain County Community College, LMRE, the Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, and our friends over at Eco Tree Services. So Vermilion with the basketball here to start this second quarter. Clearview just trying to chip their way back into this one somehow, some way, string together a couple of stops, maybe see the ball go through the net a couple of times, who knows. Alvarado launches for 3, that's good. Woo. Jocelyn Alvarado, saw a lot of that at the start of the season. Talked about that Fairview game at the, I think it was the lid lifter for Vermilion. That certainly was a nice shooting performance for Alvarado. Shot it well at Midview as well for the DeFranco, and knocks home a three there. Another steal here for Vermilion as Clearview is just having all kinds of trouble handling this defensive pressure. Pass inside there, converted. 2 more for Abby Gowrie. 32-4, the Vermilion lead. As the Clippers continue to try to break this press, Layla Penny putting the ball on the deck there, hands it off now to Kyla Witt, got to move forward with it, does, tries to get it to Penny who can't hang on, Gebhardt with it. Up ahead to Alvarado, nice shot fake, step through and score. Jocelyn Alvarado, just as I mentioned, she was scoreless after 1, Jared. She's got 5 quickly here in the first minute and change of this second quarter, and her Sailors with a 30-point lead. It's 34-4. Williams inside, trying to find Milton. It was nearly stolen by the Sailors. Instead, it goes out of bounds. Cassie Cafarrell, the sophomore, stepping in front of that pass as Emma Gebhardt will check out, get a quick breather.
Yeah, this one going to stay with Clearview, and again, underneath their own bucket. Good chance for them. They've been aggressive in this area. Maybe get a bucket here.
Nice set there. I think Kyla Witt saw the teammate open a touch too late. It was Amiley Izell who made a nice cut there down the left side of the lane, but Witt unable to find her. Pass was tipped out of bounds, so it'll stay with Clearview. Let's see what else they can draw up here. Kyla Witt again to trigger it. Trying to get it to Penny inside, and Jaslyn Rayo able to step in front of it and get another steal. Sailors racking those up for sure here in this first half. Nice pass by Gowrie inside to Cafarrell. It's tipped out of bounds off the miss by Alvarado, so it'll go right back to Clearview. Nice pass and a nice shot attempt inside, just unable to finish was the sophomore Cassie Cafarrell. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of the younger Sailors towards the end of that bench check in throughout the course of this one with a healthy 30-point lead here in the second quarter. A lot of contact there. Ball out of bounds, last touched by Vermilion. It'll stay with Clearview. Again, Layla Penny has all 4 for the Clippers thus far, the junior. Their leading scorer at 4.8 points per game. Let's see if some of these other Clippers can get in on the offensive action. They get it into Marcelina Rivera, swings it back up top to Shaisha Milton, right back to Layla Penny on the right wing. Abby Gowrie comes out to greet her. Penny puts the ball on the deck, dribble handoff now to Rivera. She steps inside the arc, fires, no good off front iron. Rebound to Jaslyn Rail. Numbers in transition now for the Sailors. Rail coast to coast, nobody stopped ball, and Rail kisses it in for 2. That'll drive a coach nuts right there, regardless of time and score. Anytime you just literally watch a girl drive the full length of the floor in transition, nobody stops ball, that's tough. As a foul there will go against Abby Gowrie. That'll be, her first. She collided with Kyla Witt. She seems to be okay. Heavy contact there, though, so she'll check out to get a quick breather.
I think Nick Demakia heard you up here and said, I've got to get some fresh players out there, and, somebody's going to make a defensive stand here. Somebody's going to challenge one of these players and see what goes on. So new personnel for the Clips.
It was a very tough first quarter and change there for Kyla Witt, not in terms of her turning the ball over or anything like that, but she was definitely the one responsible for trying to break that press more often than not. Certainly took some contact, and I'm going to get a foul here on Clearview. That's Amiley Izell who picks it up. That'll be her second, and the team second foul as well for Vermilion. No, I'm sorry, just their first team foul here in the second quarter. My apologies. Each side with 1. So it goes back to Vermilion. They lead it 36-4 with 5:30 and counting here in the second quarter. Rail inside now. Up and off the rim there was Cafarrell's shot attempt. It's out of bounds. Right back to Clearview as Soraya Ramos, the sophomore, checks in for Vermilion. She'll replace Jaslyn Rail. Rail with 8 points so far. She will grab a seat as Vermilion sticking in this full court press. And Alvarado tying up Izell Williams, and that'll be an over and back as Layla Penny came on the other side of the half-court stripe to come get that pass. So it goes right back to Vermilion. And I think those kinds of turnovers, Jared, go right back to what Coach Demakia was saying. When you don't have a lot of girls where basketball is their primary number one thing, sometimes you just don't really think about things like that in real time, and you're getting sped up in a game like this. As Frank misses inside, gets her own miss right back to Alvarado, and she shuffled the shoes before she took off with it. So a turnover gives it back to Clearview.
Real in the proximity close there to the midcourt line, you thought to yourself, well, how often do you look down at that? And maybe, it seemed like this was a safe move to just dump the ball back a matter of a foot and a half, but that can make all the difference.
Well, I don't know here, Clearview, you got the other kind of, lighter blue lines that run the full length of the floor. Not to say that that's necessarily the most confusing thing. as Penny misses it left of the iron, no good. A rebound secured by Vermilion. Outlet pass up ahead to Morgan Frank. Frank looking to charge inside, driving baseline. Nice wraparound pass to Ramos, who got hacked on the way up. I think that's Hitchens, and if it is, that's her third. And it indeed is Kayla Hitchens picking up the foul, so it's the third on the Clipper senior. And Soraya Ramos will go right back to the free throw line, averaging less than a point per game. Looking to get in the scorebook here.
We were greeted by everybody here at Clearview when we made our way through the entrance this late morning, about 11 o'clock when you and I went through the doors, but none more boisterous than Mike Mad Dog D'Angelo over there sitting off to our right. And how'd you like that? He came in with a double-barrel popcorn bag, and he dumped them both down.
That's big-time stuff right there,
right.
I'll tell you what. As Ramos splits the pair.
You're talking that was reminiscent of Steve Austin with the 2 bags of popcorn.
Yeah, Mad Dog, you got quite the affection for Mad Dog, I'll tell you that much right there, as do many here in this Clearview area. Off the mark there was Layla Penny's three-point attempt, and a travel going against the Sailors that'll stay with the Clippers. Many a tale I've heard about Mad Dog over there.
Bundled up for the weather is the dog. Looks almost like got the Jedi Master look with that hood up. And, although I couldn't tell you what Mad Dog is using the Force for right now.
Well, he felt a disturbance upon our entrance, I'll tell you that much. Penny not shy about another three-point attempt. That one short, no good. They'll kick it out. Mid-range on the way there. No dice for Adriana Comley, but they'll get another crack at it. Comley launches again. That one short as well. So a couple of decent looks there for Clearview, just not able to see that ball go through the twine. Alvarado brings it ahead into the front court. Right side now to Morgan Frank. Frank with the baseline drive. Nice feed inside to Alvarado. The turnaround Jay. No. Rebound eventually secured by Vermilion. Nice offensive rebounding there. They'll work it around. Ramos now to Alvarado on the baseline. Baseline Jimmy on the way, and good. That's Caroline Russell, the freshman. 2 for her. Another one of those less than 1 point per game scorers. A lot of those on the bench for Vermilion. Again, that's not a knock on those girls. They just don't go super deep into their bench in a lot of their more competitive games. So nice to see some of those other girls in purple get some shot attempts here. Witt, nice pass inside to Cromley. What can she do? Or Comley, rather. And she shuffles the shoes, travels. Goes right back to Vermilion.
Do you think about their conference, the SBC, we simply don't know enough. We're not as familiar with some of those opponents. So, really, we see Vermilion in the non-conference games more than we would in terms of trying to follow them against, a Huron or a Margaretta or somebody like that. But I got to think that based on history, those are pretty tough matchups in the tough and tumble SBC.
Well, Margaretta, they just took one on the chin, 66-28. That was 2 days ago at Margaretta up there in Castalia. 66-28 was the final there. Margaretta, though, one of the better teams in the state, no question about that, up there with the likes of the Belleviews of the world and teams like that. So
not a lot of days off in that conference.
No, certainly not.
No matter what division you're in.
Yeah, no kidding. Ramos to Caroline Russell. They'll swing it back to Caitlin Smith, the sophomore. She stops and pops. Left that one short on the iron, no good. Alvarado there for the offensive rebound. Her shot inside, no good, contested well, but another offensive rebound here for Vermilion. Ball's loose on the deck, and we'll get another tie-up. Possession arrow gives it back to the Clippers. Substitution here for Vermilion, as that is Maggie Faulkner, the freshman, back in. She'll replace Jocelyn Alvarado. You wonder how much, Jared, some of these Sailor starters are going to be playing in the second half, my guess. Not much, but we will see.
Well, worth mentioning, we have reached the 35-point threshold.
Yep.
And again, that normally dictates that you're going to have the clock go in the second half, but we'll see.
Baseline floater, no good. It was a nice shot attempt by Lachey Williams, the freshman. And I know that's not her full first name, at least on the score sheet, but Coach Demakia just telling me in the pregame, just call her Lachey, and we'll be good with that. So I said, all right. And the travel there goes against the Sailors. Give it right back to Clearview. I just go with what the coaches tell me, Jared. I think that's a Rob Polinsky adage right there.
Far too many of those come across our desks and our emails and our, whatever kind of communication device you're looking at. There's a lot of Robisms. I use them too.
Well, he's been a staple here on WEOL for quite a while, so it'd almost be a shame if there wasn't that many Robisms.
Pelt tries to block those out.
Pelt. Boy, I tell you what, the ganging up on Pelt that happens here on WEOL, far too often for my liking, Pelt, I'll tell you. Doing a fantastic job over there.
Nobody's ganging up on Gary.
Well, Peltomania will be unleashed if that becomes the case. 39-4 our score. $1:45 left to play here in the second. Floater up, no good for Vermilion. And getting her own miss there is Cassie Farrell. She'll swing it over to Ramos. She'll try a mid-range from the far elbow. That one no good. And the rebound last touched by Clearview, so it'll stay with Vermilion. Sophia Schaefer, the junior, checks back in. She replaces Ramos, and a sub here for Clearview as well. Rebecca Ledee in as Adriana Comley will take a seat.
Pelt spent some time in the building this week, Rock Dog. You missed him, and I mean, doing what Pelt does best, making space. That's what Pelt did. He created some opportunities back there at the CT.
Telling me he made a heck of a left guard back in the day, or what, creating all that space?
Pelt did play offensive line and claim to fame, I believe. Pelt, did you try to advance the ball on a fumble recovery, Pelt, and then they told you that you couldn't do that?
No, I did what they were supposed to do and just fell on it.
There you go. Yeah. Asking it.
Scoop and score in those days.
That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask. Yeah, Pelt telling us he just fell on top of the football. That's coach's dream right there. Don't pick it up and try to run with it, son. Just get possession.
Good old Pelt doesn't deviate from flight plan.
No, why would you? Lachey Williams missing that front end and misses both. On the back end, but her offensive rebound there by Ledee. Now she gets tied up. Maybe got away with the foul there as that one got ripped away by Caitlin Smith as she'll race into the front court. Caitlin Smith passes it to the corner. That's Sophia Schaefer with it right back to Smith. She'll launch a healthy three. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound, though. The stick back, no. But 2 free throws coming here for Caroline Russell, working hard on that offensive glass. And let's see who picks that one up. They're not going to tell the table who picked it up. Unless I missed it. No, they'll say 24, I think.
That's so the number up there, yep.
That would be Layla Penny, but she is in. First free throw is good.
I was under the impression that Penny already had a personal.
So maybe that was her second, not sure. Caroline Russell, though, making that first free throw. She's got 3 points, and she'll stay there, missing the back end. So 65 seconds left to play here in this first half. And a lot of contact there. Kyla Witt, man, I tell you what, she is taking a beating here in this first half, and she is slow to get up. In fact, she hasn't gotten up, and she is certainly in some discomfort there near the free throw line, and I'm not sure what exactly went on there. Definitely took some heavy contact. Dangerous with a lot of legs and bodies getting caught up there, so hopefully Kyla Witt is A-okay. Why don't we step aside and take a quick breather while they check on her at that volleyball line. Our score with 55 seconds left to play here in the first half. It's all Vermilion. Sailors lead at Clearview 40-4. We'll be back after this timeout.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and super duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
So Kyla Witt certainly needing some assistance as she hops off, unable to put much weight, any weight really, on that right leg. And always makes me nervous. You have those loose balls, you got girls diving on the floor, and certainly nothing intentional, but when somebody doesn't get on the floor and they're straight up, and then you get girls kind of rolling into extended legs and knees and things like that, it gets dicey. So I certainly hope that young lady, Kyla Witt, is A-okay. That freshman, I'll tell you what, she is giving it her all here in this first half. And how about that? Rebecca Ledee, after the timeout, able to knock home a three. Clearview's first points of this second quarter makes it 40-7. And a steal here for Clearview. Outlet pass up ahead now to Lachey Williams. The freshman inside with it, kicks it over to Kayla Hitchens. Her layup high off the glass, no good. Rebound for Vermilion. 28 seconds left to play here in this first half. Sophia Schaefer with it, swings it right side now to Cassie Farrell. On the baseline, it's Caitlin Smith. Her jumper no good, left it short. Another jump ball, I think. No, a foul is going to be called inside as Cassie Farrell came away with that rebound. And that foul will go against Rebecca Ledee, and that'll be her second.
Fourth team foul here, so not a shooting situation over the final 18.9.
No running clock currently as the deficit's at 33 instead of 35, and the shot attempt inside for Vermilion missed, out of bounds to Clearview. So the Clippers with 15.9 to work with, looking for a bucket here to round out this first half. Ledee with it. Now to a cutting Lachey Williams, dribbled it off her own leg, able to track it down before it goes out of bounds. Nada Rivera steps into a three ball, may have been a long two actually. No good. Rebound last touched by Vermilion. It'll stay with Clearview. 1.8 left on the clock. So probably a catch and shoot situation here for Clearview, as Amiley Izell will check back in for the Clippers. She replaces Lachey Williams. Layla Penny to trigger the inbound. Let's see what they can get here. Penny, nice pass inside to Amiley. The layup no good. It was contested well, and that will bring this first half to a close. So Vermilion with a big first half here and a nice road performance for them thus far. It has been all Sailors. They lead Clearview here at the break 40-7 as we have hit halftime. We'll be right back after this. We'll take a look at some of the first half scoring numbers. We'll look at some of the team stats. I doubt we really have any scores to pass along considering we started at noon. I don't know if we had any 12:30 starts. Not that that would really matter as we sit here at 12:40, so those games would still be in first half action certainly, but we'll see what we can come up with here at the half. Again, our score here at the break, it is Vermilion 40, Clearview 7. We'll be right back here on WEOL.com and live on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College, your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and super duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Well, you see it there on the scoreboard shot, courtesy of cameraman extraordinaire Gary Peltomania Pelter. 40-7. It is all Sailors here on the road thus far, as they certainly had their way with the Clearview Clippers. That full court pressure they applied early and often really took Clearview kind of out of it. And some early buckets, and often buckets for Vermilion, has led to a 33-point differential here on the scoreboard. But to Clearview's credit, and I told you this, Jared, at one point in that first half, the effort I don't think ever dropped off for Clearview. I don't expect that to happen for the Clippers in this second half. Again, Coach Damakia in his 18th season, he's been a part of these matchups on both sides of the coin many a time. So he understands kind of what needs to be done, again, from both perspectives. And so we'll certainly look forward to second half action. But before that, we'll take a look at some of the individual numbers from that first half of play, as well as some of the team stats that my friend Jared Kozar is tallying over there. So we'll start first for Vermilion, as Morgan Frank did not score in that second quarter. Didn't really play too much in that second quarter in general. But she had 11 points in that first quarter, and that's still good to lead all scorers right now here at the break. Jaslyn Rail right behind her. She's got 8 points. Abby Gowrie, Emma Gebhardt each with 6. Jocelyn Alvarado with 5. And off the bench right now for Vermilion, Caroline Russell, a freshman, has 3. Soraya Ramos has 1 as she split a pair from the free throw line. And again, a 40-point scoring effort for Vermilion
through one half of play. On the other side for Clearview, again, just 7 points. Layla Penny has 4 of those, all coming in that first quarter. And Rebecca Ledee, a late second quarter 3-ball, good for their only points, Clearview's, I should say, in that second quarter. So again, our score here at the break, Vermilion having all the fun right now, leading Clearview 40-7. And I do just want to pass along, Kyla Witt seems to be in better spirits over here on the bench to our right. Again, she needed some help getting off the floor, wasn't putting a whole lot of pressure on that right leg. So again, for a freshman that Jared, I mean, she took a beating out there in that first half. Not to say Vermilion was playing dirty or anything like that. That's not what I'm insinuating. Just with the pressure that you face. And people always say, oh, basketball, it's not a contact sport. I vehemently disagree with that. There is a lot of contact in the game of basketball, a lot of legal contact that happens in the game of basketball. And she was just on the wrong end of that contact late in that first half. So hopefully she's A-okay. Hopefully she's able to continue to play this season at some point. Not sure if we'll see her back today or not, as the rest of her team has went to the locker room. She's hung out here on the bench talking to a couple of staff members here for Clearview. But did just want to shout out Kyla Witt. Does seem to be in better spirits, and certainly hope she is A-okay from a medical perspective. All right, Jared, what do you got team numbers for us over there?
Well, in the first half for the Clearview Clippers, they were 3 of 16 from the field. Not a great percentage there, but maybe just needed to get more attempts up, and that happens if you can reduce some turnovers. So could be what part of the conversation is like here at the intermission for Coach Damaki and company is how do we cut down on that number? We'll get there in a moment. They went to the free throw line twice. They were not successful on either attempt. 5 rebounds, 20 turnovers in that first half of play. So, you look at ways that you can improve, less turnovers, more rebounds, more shot opportunities. I think they all kind of coincide with each other. For the Vermilion Sailors, pretty efficient work in that first half. They were 15 of 36 from the field, so 42% there. 50% at the line, 7 of 14, right about their season average, I think. And they're looking to, probably get there a few more times in the second half and, improve on that number. In a game like today, that's what you want to take away as maybe something that, you can look at and say we walked out of here better than we were in this category. 20 rebounds, 7 turnovers in the first half of play for Vermilion, a big difference too. They were able to connect on 3 of 7 3-balls. Clearview did uncork 1, but they were 1 of 7 from distance in the ball game so far to this point. It's a 40-7 lead here at the break right now.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate that. As you said, it's a 40-7 game, about 3 minutes left on that halftime clock. Why don't we take a look at what's coming up ahead on our WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel broadcast schedule, as this is our final game here in January. And as we hit February, another Rob Polinsky-ism right here, the February Frenzy, as he calls it, that leads into the March Madness, and it certainly will be that here on WEOL as we get started next Wednesday with our week of coverage. We'll be over at Olmsted Falls as the Lady Bulldogs and Jordan Eaton welcome in defending state runner-up Paul Apple and his Avon Lake Shore Gals. That one went the way of Jordan Eaton and crew the first time around, so the Shore Gals looking to play a little road spoiler here this upcoming Wednesday. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip on Wednesday. Again, we'll have it for you right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. And I think that's one that a lot of people are looking forward to. I think on paper, many might look at it and just kind of assume Olmsted Falls would be the winner in that one. They're having a fantastic season. They'll have high postseason aspirations once again. Avon Lake, another good year for them. Will it end in another state championship game appearance? Who's to say really on that front? They did lose a lot from last year's team. Our good buddy on that staff, Mike Rush, has been open and honest about that. That's not discrediting their girls at all, but you lose something from a state runner-up team, and it's just hard to get back to that point, Jared. We know all about that, but nonetheless, I'm very much looking forward to Wednesday's game here on WEOL.
I think you're looking at that team and saying they're playing their best basketball to start the 2026 campaign. They took a trip down to Florida, played the who's who of some teams in the southern end of our country, and they came away 1 win, 2 losses on that Florida trip, another loss to Falls, but I think they have 4 losses on the campaign, and they're to teams that went about as far as you could
Right.
in terms of where their seasons ended last year. One was a state champion down in that Florida trip. So I think they've got to like where they're at. We talked to Chris Delisio this morning on the wrap-up show, and certainly he had an impressive win against Amherst last night in his own right, but has a daughter on that Olmsted Falls team. So we kind of laid the groundwork for him to join Rob and I over there at Falls during the half, maybe, if we can get a conversation with him. And just, and Chris is really good about taking dad mode out of it and just saying what's going on here and what has to happen. And he knows about that budding rivalry between Avon Lake and Olmsted Falls on the girls' side. And it's really, we talk about that rivalry week and, who your rivals are and things like that. Geographically, they may not be that close, but in the Southwestern Conference, that has been a rivalry that is about as old as you can get when Olmsted Falls and Avon Lake play in anything.
Yeah, no question about that. And how fun, as we get set for second half action here, how fun was that run for Avon Lake last postseason? I know you and Ron Jans had the bulk of it, especially as they got into the regionals and into the state semis and state final. But, me and you, where were we at? Benedictine, I believe, is where they took on.
Made the trip to Benny's. That was a good one.
James, they took down St. Vincent St. Mary. The Fighting Irish did Avon Lake. Really had their way with St. V that afternoon and really put together some strong performances from there on out. Some heavy contact at midcourt. Rebecca Ledee falling to the ground as that was Emma Gebhardt just kind of running through her. Should be a block on Ledee, and it is, so that'll be her third.
Stifling defense in that contest, as you mentioned, when it was the St. Vincent St. Mary's Avon Lake matchup. They just had a really good game plan and executed.
Yep.
And it was a tough afternoon for them. If you don't remember, they were actually they weren't involved in the bus accident, but there was an accident on the way in that they had to be rerouted from.
Got
and
stuck on the highway.
Yeah, we were like,
bit.
wow, this could be rough.
Yeah. Well, they got their ALK, and like you said, they put together one of the better defensive performances I've gotten to see. And how about that? A turnover there. Lachey Williams forcing Morgan Frank to make the mistake there. So a turnover gives it right back to the Clippers. The young lady for St. V, I can't remember her name. She's still there now. She's their point guard. She is just having a monster campaign. But I think it was Izzy Palenko that really drew the defensive assignment on her and pretty much shut her down and took her out of that game throughout much of that contest.
Yeah, put the hammer down. But I think you're right. She was about a 17, 18-point a game performer. Certainly the catalyst for what they wanted to do. And just they never got going. And really, I think with about 3 minutes left in that game, it was a realization that they weren't going to be able to do it, and Avon Lake was going to hold on. And look, that's when the jubilation started. And you don't see that a whole lot where you got 3 minutes of celebration leading up to the clocks reading all zeros.
Well, anytime you take on St. V, really in any sport at this point, considering the success of their athletics programs, and I know obviously the boys basketball dominates a lot of that conversation. A turnover there for Clearview as Layla Penny traveled with it. But anytime you can knock them off in any athletics, specifically with basketball, even if it isn't the boys, even if it is girls basketball, we know how good that program is. Under Coach Carley down there, so they did a really good job, I should say. Avon Lake did, able to persevere through that one and really continue that run the rest of the way, just ultimately falling short in that state final. Shot attempt inside by Gebhardt and missed. A lot of contact. It's out of bounds. Last touched by Clearview, so it'll stay with Vermilion. As at a 33-point game, we're not into that running clock territory just yet. A Vermilion bucket here would trigger that. So let's see. Gowrie inside, elevates, can't score. Kayla Hitchens contested it well, then got the rebound. Outlet ahead now to Marcelina Rivera. She fires across court to Layla Penny. She'll stop, fire for three. Yes! So Layla Penny. Hey, don't tell her that this game's over with or anything like that. She's still playing hard and strong, and another three ball for her right there. 40-10 our score. 6.5 left to play here in this third quarter. Gebhardt tries a long two. That one no good. Shot it over everything, and it's out of bounds to Clearview.
You think Penny actually has had a pretty decent afternoon when the Clips have needed something. She's got 7 of their 10.
Yeah, she has been certainly who they're looking for offensively, and certainly one of the more confident-looking shooters we've seen today for Clearview. She looks for Kayla Hitchens inside, and that pass off the hands of Hitchens, tried to save it from going out of bounds, but couldn't. So a turnover gives it back to Vermilion as Jaslyn Rail checks back in for the Sailors. She will replace the freshman Maggie Faulkner.
Going for the reversal of fortune, the dog got up from over there, and he's now holding up that door at the south end of the gymnasium. He also went with the double-barrel hot dog at the intermission there. So, yeah, it's a twofer for Mad Dog.
You're going to put in a Mad Dog cam here at Clearview High School at some point in time, aren't you, my friend? My goodness. You got tabs on him as there he goes, right across the half-court stripe. Rivera with it, trying to force it inside to Amiley Izell. That pass, though, a little too high, and it goes out of bounds right back to Vermilion.
The dog is on patrol now.
He certainly is.
Pelt caught him. He's going to catch him. Going to make his way over here.
It was a good day when the dog can make an appearance here on the camera. There he is in the corner.
Politely finding that receptacle as he throws away that hot dog wrapper.
Don't you litter. Don't you litter in my gymnasium, says the dog. Inside to Alvarado. She saves it from going out of bounds. As Frank thought about launching for three. Instead to a cutting Gebhardt. Nice cut. Couldn't finish it, though, as Clearview comes away with the defensive rebound. Hitchens trying to get it to Rivera. Couldn't do it. Rail comes away with the steal. Rail now to Gebhardt. Gebhardt forcing her way inside. Kicks it to Alvarado. Healthy three ball is up. No. In and out, no good. Rebound from Gebhardt. Her stick back, no good. And finally, Lachey Williams takes it away for Clearview. Layla Penny up ahead of the pack. She'll stop. Thought about a three. Tries to get it inside to Amiley Izell instead, but it's stolen. Morgan Frank with it now for the ladies in purple. Frank inside and wipe away the basket. That foul on the floor as Lachey Williams came to greet her. And she picks up the personal. So the freshman, Lachey Williams, picks up her first personal, second team foul. I'm sorry, that's her second. Pardon me. Second personal foul for Lachey. Second team foul as well. As Marcelina Rivera will take a seat. Shaisha Milton back into the game here for Clearview. Frank caught it on the inbound. That one no good. Rebound off the hands of Alvarado as it lands to Layla Penny.
Quietly, Vermilion is 0 of 8 to start this second half.
And that's something I think Coach Mahalik will maybe talk about at some point during a timeout with his girls, saying, you know, hey, I know we kind of did our work in that first half, and we're not really too much in danger of giving this one away, but we still got to be able to run our offense. We still got to be able to knock down jumpers and do the things that we would like to do on that side of the floor. And so far, yeah, not happening for Vermilion here in this third quarter, scoreless in this frame thus far.
Well, and personnel-wise, he opened up with the same group he started with, too. So, you know, I think he made a substitution there, but yeah, it was
all but one a starter right now.
Yeah, I think that was the goal was, hey, let's do this the way we started the game.
Abby Gallery, nice pass inside to Morgan Frank. She tries to go through the teeth of the defense, missed it. Rebound, Jaslyn Rail. Her putback no good. And now we'll get a jump ball here on the rebound as Amiley Izell and Abby Gallery get tied up. Jump ball will keep it with Vermilion. 4:31 left to play here in this third quarter. Jocelyn Alvarado set to trigger the inbound. Fires across court to Jaslyn Rail. Healthy three is up, no good. A rebound falls right into the lap of Abby Gallery. Right place, right time. Her putback, no, but she was fouled on the way up, and she's got 2 free throws coming, does the senior Gallery, as Amiley Izell, the sophomore, picks up the foul, her third personal, third team foul. And so Gallery, with 6 points in that first half, looking to get Vermilion on the board here in the second half with a pair here at the charity stripe. Gallery takes a couple of dribbles, eyes it, shoots it, no good, short.
Talked about the struggles for Vermilion at the free throw line, and those will continue now. They're a little bit below 50% in the afternoon.
Yeah, maybe I'll open with that if we get Coach Mahalik here on the post game. Just
I
get
don't
any
know
kind
if
of
you wanna
negative
do
out of
that,
the way.
you know?
We'll just get any kind of negative out of the way. Yes, it's been a pretty darn good performance everywhere else for his Sailors this afternoon. Gallery splitting the pair, so she's got 7 in the game. Her Sailors lead it by 31. It's 41-10. With just over 4 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Lachey Williams charging inside, lost it on the way up, taken away by Vermilion. Gallery, cross court to Morgan Frank. She lines up a good-looking three. That one no good. Gallery there to follow it. She did not get fouled on the way up, missed it, then gets it back off a nice rebound and give by Maggie Faulkner, and it's 2 more for Abby Gallery and 2 more for the Sailors. Vermilion doing a really nice job on the glass on both ends of the floor, really, Jared, but especially on the offensive side, they are certainly getting after it. And another turnover there for Clearview. Layla Penny lost it out of bounds. Give it right back to Vermilion. Abby Gowrie will grab a seat. Caroline Russell, the freshman off the bench, checks in for her.
Yeah, second chance opportunities have been plentiful for the Lady Sailors. And I think another thing that goes along with that, they're doing a good job once they get that rebound, haul it in, they get set. They don't just throw up the shot, goes up over the cylinder.
Yep.
They're doing better at that.
Good fundamental footwork, no question. Caroline Russell with it. Out to Alvarado. Alvarado weaving her way inside, now kicks it to Faulkner. Her long two from the corner, no good. A rebound grab by Caroline Russell. Tries to throw it to Jaslyn Rail, ran into one of the JV players trying to grab a spot on the bench. Rail gets it back. Oh boy, a lot of contact happening here. Kind of a wild sequence inside. Ball's on the floor, bodies on the deck. It gets tied up. And a jump ball with the possession arrow gives it to Clearview.
The Tom Evans rugby scrum.
Yeah, boy. Yeah,
making its way through here.
Yeah, that sequence would have made him happy right there.
He's going to need a lot of happiness. He's headed out to do wrestling at Kent today with the aforementioned Rob Polinsky.
Oh,
so, yeah, he inherited that cross to bear.
That tag team back at it again, huh? That's dangerous territory when you get Tommy and Robbie in the house together.
I think Tommy's doing all the work today.
Are we surprised? Just kidding. Alvarado up ahead to Morgan Frank. Frank with it inside, and it was stolen by Shaisha Milton, but she came from out of bounds to try to do it, so it'll be out of bounds technically. So it'll stay with Vermilion as Serenity McGee, the sophomore, checks back in. She'll replace Kayla Hitchens. 2:50 left to play here in the third. 43-10 our score. I tell you what, Rob, man, he was working hard this week. Had a lot of games here on WEOL with us. Was on the wrap-up show with you this morning. Thought he might have to do this broadcast for me this afternoon, but I was available to do it, so we're able to give him a breather. Jump ball there. Possession arrow should give it to. Where does it stay with Vermilion? Maybe I missed one in there. It'll stay with Vermilion.
Stay with Vermilion. He's got a big week upcoming too. You mentioned a couple of ball games that he's doing and the wrap-up once again. So. Yeah, we put Rob back to work after he came back from that little sabbatical.
There you go. Anytime you can see Joe Bach, that'll certainly kind of replenish and respark the energy. B-O-C-K, our friend.
He was as happy to get rid of Rob as we were to see him back.
Frank to Alvarado. Alvarado cruising inside. No. Frank there for the rebound. That's good. And a 35-point deficit now should initiate the running clock, or at least temporarily. Morgan Frank, her first point since the first quarter. How about that? Had 11 in that opening frame. And that's our first 2 points since that moment. And what do we got? A jump ball?
Looks like one of our officials says jump, and then they're going to get together and talk.
They weren't quite on the same page, but I think they do call a foul.
It is a foul on Vermilion. Yep.
So that's her first personal, first team foul.
Now, for those that aren't familiar with the running clock situation, once you go up 35, you said it enacts the running clock. In order to get it off, you've got to go under 30. So they've got to get back. They've got to whittle that down.
Oh, okay.
And then, it wouldn't be the next bucket. It would be you've got to get to under 30 in order to take the clock off. So there's a considerable amount of work to put you in a non-clock situation.
Sure. Understood. Faulkner with it. Gives it up to Abby Gowrie. $1:25 left to play here in this third quarter. Jocelyn Rail has it on the baseline. Rail into the teeth of the defense, spinning out of traffic, finds Gowrie. Gowrie charging right of the lane. She lost it. Now it gets tied up. Her and Layla Penny come together. And it'll be another foul on Vermilion. Abby Gowrie picks it up. That'll be her second personal, second team foul. As Cassie Farrell heads to the scorer's table to check in for Vermilion. Abby Gowrie will take a seat.
Dave Zavara was the guy that told me about the nuances of the clock.
Yeah, Dave's always helpful with things. When we had the personal foul per quarter change with the bonus situation, we called that the Zavara zone. So I guess we'll have to come up with some new terminology for that running clock area. Nice backdoor pass. Can Milton finish? She can. Wow, nice feed there by Comley to Shaisha Milton. Milton's first points of the contest, and our score, 45-12, still Vermilion. Rail with it, swings it left side, 3-ball on the way. No good, missed it wide right. Did the Sailor shooter, that was Sophia Schaefer, and now we got a foul inside on who? That'll go on, you say blue 32? He did, so that would be Maggie Faulkner of Vermilion, who picks up the personal, her first.
Dave had a lot of great terminology for the clock. None of it is usable right now or in the presence of children.
Any on-air situation, huh?
Yeah.
Lachey Williams shot at the end of the third, no good. Vermilion won't get another shot off, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. One more frame to go here at Clearview. It's been all Vermilion. Sailors lead Clearview 45-12 right here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and super duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
Our next broadcast here on WEOL as we get set for fourth quarter action here at Clearview will be this upcoming Wednesday as we round out the January portion of our schedule here today. But again, we pick things back up on Wednesday over at Olmsted Falls. Jordan Eaton and the Lady Bulldogs will welcome in Paul Apple and the Avon Lake Shore Gals in SWC action. So we're looking forward to that one. We'll have the Avon Lake boys on the road on Friday. They'll visit Ben Chase and the North Ridgeville Rangers. And then next Saturday afternoon at 12:30 start over in Grafton. It is the Middies of Midview welcome in Tony Brown and the Lady Pioneers of Elyria. Turnover here to start the fourth quarter for Clearview, as that'll be another steal for Vermilion. Maggie Faulkner charging center of the lane, passes it off to Sophia Schaefer, who got fouled on the way up. Missed the layup, but has 2 free throws coming. As that foul will go against Shaisha Milton, the senior, her first personal, first team foul. And you're absolutely right, Jared. It's a 33-point game, but like you said, you got to get it back under 30 to get that running clock off. So we'll see if Clearview can find a way to do that, or if Vermilion will keep the lead where it's at, if not extend it, as Schaefer misses the front end there. One more coming here for Sophia Schaefer. It's up, and no good off the right of the iron. Offensive rebound is missed. The putback anyway by Faulkner. She did get the rebound, but missed the stick back. And then it was Cassie Cafarrell trying to stick it back home, and that shot was tipped out of bounds and blocked, so it'll stay with Vermilion. Faulkner to trigger the inbound. Under 7 to play here in this fourth quarter. Faulkner, I think, maybe tried to get it into Caroline Russell. Instead, found its way all the way up top to Sophia Schaefer. Schaefer handling here, swings it left side now to Jaslyn Rail, the lone starter out there still for Vermilion. She takes a heavy hit inside, but Clearview there to help her up, and it'll be 2 free throws coming here for Jaslyn Rail, as that will be Cassie Cafarrell. Or no, I'm sorry, Serenity McGee. Looking at the wrong team there. Serenity McGee picks up her first personal. Second team foul. So 2 free throws coming here for Jaslyn Rail. She eyes it, shoots it, and scores. So another point there for Jaslyn Rail. Her first points of this second half. She's got 9 in the ball game. Her team in total control of this one this afternoon. One more free throw coming here for Jaslyn Rail. That one's up and no good. Missed it short. Faulkner there for the offensive rebound. Her shot attempt was no good. Left it well short. And finally, Shaisha Milton clears it defensively for Clearview. Comley with it, trying to instruct her teammate Milton on where to go. Milton finally comes to get the pass. Milton looking to drive baseline now. Got cut off, though, by Sophia Schaefer. And let's see, we'll get a foul on Schaefer. That'll be her first personal. Sophia, the junior, can't believe she got called for that one. As Caitlin Smith checks back in for Jaslyn Rail, I would assume that that is the end of the afternoon for Jaslyn Rail.
The blocking foul about 19 feet away from the bucket, not something you see that often, so I think that could be part of the surprise.
Understood. Rebecca Ledee with it to Comley on the right wing. Comley tries to get it inside to Milton. Now they're looking for McGee inside, and that pass was stolen and tipped away and stolen, I should say, by Vermilion. Faulkner with it up ahead now to Cassie Cafarrell, and she gets fouled hard inside, and Cafarrell has 2 free throws coming. As picking up that foul will be Serenity McGee, her second this quarter, the 3rd team foul, as that running clock has this fourth quarter moving along in a hurry, already down to 4:45 and counting left to play here in this contest. Cafarrell 2 free throws, first one up and good.
You know, it's resulted in a lot of turnovers for Clearview on the afternoon. They're up to 30 for the contest, but they are not going away from sharing the ball with each other. That's one of the things that they're still making the passes and trying to get everybody involved. And it's going to pay off eventually with this group, but it's been tough.
No question about that. Cafarrell missing that 3 ball, and out of bounds, last touched by Clearview, so it'll stay with Vermilion as Marcelina Rivera, the senior, gets set to check back in. She replaces Serenity McGee. Hey, Coach Demontia telling us that middle school program, the 8th graders, looking pretty darn good as they finish their season this year. So reinforcements, I guess you could say, on the way. As how about that, a 3 ball from the sophomore Caitlin Smith for Vermilion. Nice shot there for her. I'm sure a feel-good moment for the young Caitlin Smith, just a sophomore again at Vermilion. one of those bench bunch members where, well, we'll be honest about it, she doesn't really play too much throughout the course of the regular season, at least at the varsity level, but nice to see her knock down a 3-ball right there as Soraya Ramos, the sophomore, gets set to check back in. She'll replace Maggie Faulkner.
Invaluable minutes now for some of these younger players on Vermilion, because we talked about that. The Sandusky Bay Conference is just loaded with tough matchups night in, night out, and difficult places to play. Kurt Habermill told us that in the wrap-up show. He was like, we're proud to be in the league. Don't get us wrong. They're like, but we don't like going to some of these buildings. They're just they're set up so there is a definitive home court advantage, whether it be girls or boys. You've been to the Vermilion facility. That's pretty top notch in terms of when you talk about the way that gymnasium was constructed, and for the size of the school that it is. That's a nice facility. Not all of them are like that when you think about some of the SBC places you're going to run into.
Yeah. I'll have to make my way to some more SBC gyms as the years go on. I really think it's just Vermilion for me thus far, as that shot attempt by Schaefer was tipped, no good. And let's see, ball on the floor, tied up. Possession arrow gives it right back to Clearview with 2:30 and counting left to play in this one.
Amazing. You talked about it earlier. Margaretta's hosting a premier event really today. Keystone playing in it, Elyria playing in it. Keystone's taking on an undefeated Genoa team over at Margaretta in a showcase, and Elyria will take on Toledo St. Francis.
Oh, boy.
And we were talking with Jeff Holzhauer last night, Brett Lyric this morning. That is not a large facility over at Margaretta. The home of the Polar Bears is an igloo.
Some tight confines in there,
right.
Is what you're telling me, huh? Steal here by Vermilion, and Ledee commits the foul in the backcourt. So that, I think, will put Vermilion in the bonus as Ledee picks up her 4th personal. Now, is that the 4th team foul?
I think it's the 4th team foul.
Okay,
yep.
That is the 4th team foul. So one more with $1:45 left to play now. Faulkner with it, one-on-one with Ledee. Dropped it off her foot, or lost it off her foot, I should say, but it goes to a teammate. That was Cafaro who saved the possession. Now it's into the hands of Caroline Russell, the freshman. Swings it around now to Caitlin Smith, the sophomore, who saves it. Now to Cafaro. Into the corner at Soraya Ramos. Tried to feed a cutting Cafaro, but an errant pass was stolen by Clearview, but they gave it right back. Faulkner charging the lane. Nice pass fake. Layup is good. Maggie Faulkner, her first points of the game, the freshman. She's given them some good minutes, but didn't score until right then. 52-12 our score, a 40-point lead for Vermilion. Charging the lane there, but missing that floater was Marcelina Rivera. Rebound out of bounds, last touched by Vermilion, so it'll stay with Clearview as we're down to 60 seconds left to play in this contest. We'll see if the Clippers can find a way to score here in this 4th quarter. It's the only quarter where they haven't scored thus far this afternoon. Rivera inside, and she gets fouled. And who picked that up? That was Maggie Faulkner who picked it up, her 2nd personal, or 3rd personal. They got it.
Not in the act of shooting. I thought that there might be an opportunity to get to the line. But
Rivera with it, stuck at that half-court line, gives it to Shaisha Milton. We're down to 30 seconds left to go. Milton with it, hands it off to Rebecca Ledee. Ledee looking to turn the corner with it, and she dribbled it out of bounds. It goes back to Clearview. And I would imagine Vermilion may just look to kind of hold the basketball here with 15 seconds, and that's what Coach Mahalik is telling his girls to do. Just take it to the center of the floor and let's get on out of here. Faulkner charging inside. Well, instead, Cafaro launches. That one no good, wide left. Cafaro tracks down her own miss, and now Faulkner, I think, will just dribble out the remainder of the clock. Milton tips it away out of bounds, but with the running clock, it doesn't matter. And there's the final buzzer, and that's a final. It was all Sailors here this afternoon. Vermilion cruises, or should I say sails, Jared, to a 52-12 win over Clearview. And with that win, Vermilion, they'll move to 10-9 on the season. And for Clearview, they will drop to 4-14. Not a league game, so neither conference record impacted by this one, but obviously the overall records will be. So again, a final here at Clearview. Vermilion knocks off the Clippers 52-12. We'll be back with some of the individual scoring numbers from this one. We'll take a look at some team stats, maybe see if Coach Doug Mahalik would like to share a couple of moments with us here post-game. And, well, maybe not with the weather outside. We'll see if we can track him down, but we'll see what else we can do here on the post-game show right here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Lorain Medina Rural Electric offers a quick and easy way to pay bills online, monitor your daily electric use, and receive updates from your cooperative through SmartHub. Members can sign up for this service at www.lmre.org or contact the LMRE office at 440-647-2133 for more information.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy. This month, get 0% on all 2025 Ford F-150s, including Lightning, regular cabs, super cabs, and Super Duties, plus all Explorers and Escapes. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
Back here at Clearview, again a final. The Clippers fall here at home, as it was all Vermilion here today. Sailors cruising to a 52-12 victory over the Clippers, and again with the win, Vermilion moves to 10-9 on the season. Clearview, they dropped to 4-14, not a league game, of course, for either side, so the conference record unaffected by this one. Looking at some of the individual scoring numbers, we will start first for Clearview. It's just 12 points on the day for them, so not too much to go over here. Layla Penny leading the way for them. She had 7. Rebecca Ledee with a 3-ball off the bench. Shaisha Milton chipped in 2 as well. And for Vermilion, Morgan Frank, their leading scorer. She had 13 total points, 11 of those coming in the first quarter. Only 1 bucket for her in the second half. Jaslyn Rail and Abby Gowrie each with 9. Emma Gebhardt had 6. Jocelyn Alvarado with 5. And off the bench today for Vermilion, Caitlin Smith and Caroline Russell. Good minutes for them. They had 3 points each. Maggie Faulkner had 2. Soraya Ramos and Cassie Cafarrell each chipping in a free throw, 1 point apiece for each of those young ladies. So again, a nice win for Vermilion. The Sailors moving to 10-9 overall on the season. Jared, my friend, what do you got for us as far as team stats are concerned?
For the Clearview Clippers, 5 of 21 for the field for the ball game, so about 25%. Just needed more opportunities. 0 of 2 at the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 33 turnovers. They knew that was going to be a number they had to work on. It did cut down in the second half. It's just going to be one of those things that I don't know if they'll see the harassing level of defense that Vermilion came at them with that press once they get back into league play. But, a tough day for the Lady Clips overall in terms of not getting a whole lot of opportunities to score the basketball. For Vermilion, they were 19 of 64 from the field, so they finished at an even 30% for the ball game. Some of those attempts in the second half got a little bit out of hand, and I don't know that the, need to convert on those opportunities was as prevalent as it would have been in the first half. 10 of 22 at the line, 45%. Again, about a 50% team on the season, so that number actually shrunk a little bit. 31 rebounds, 10 turnovers in the contest for the Lady Sailors, who upped that mark to 10-9 on the campaign. They're getting close to wrapping up.
Yeah, so for Vermilion, just as you say that, so left on the schedule for the Sailors, they got 3 games in the month of February. They'll start with a home game at Oberlin, against Oberlin, I should say. They're actually at home the rest of the way, Jared. They'll host Oberlin, they'll host Huron, and then they'll host Wellington. So 3 very winnable games for Coach Mahalik and his Sailors the rest of the way. So certainly a chance to improve that record and improve that potential postseason seeding opportunity as we get set for the tournament draws here in the coming weeks. And for Clearview, well, you mentioned maybe they don't face the kind of pressure that Vermilion gave them today. Well, maybe they do, Jared. They have to go to Firelands for their regular season finale.
Good point.
And so that could certainly be some tough sledding for the Clippers of Clearview, going to visit Onyx Lopez and friends. And those Lady Falcons, man, I'll tell you what, they took it to Keystone the other night at home. Huge conference win for them to kind of put them in control of their own destiny as far as that LC8 title is concerned. And so we'll see what Clearview is able to do there. But Firelands, they have been a fantastic bunch. And as I look down at the laptop here, Gary Pelter has given me the camera. Pelt, I promise if we get Coach Mahalik up here, I'll try not to get my arms and hands and everything in the way. I'm violently Italian over here, Pelt. I do most of the talking with my arms and hands, so I'll see if we can limit that if Coach Mahalik is able to join us here in the post-game show.
What do you know about Italians and violence?
Perhaps too much, my friend. We'll leave it at that. But Jared, a quick point on Clearview. It just kind of complement the Clippers in a game like this, and I know some may hear that. Well, they lost by 40. They scored 12 points. But again, we said it throughout the course of the contest a couple of times. There was frustration, certainly. You could see that on the faces of the girls for Coach Demakia, but they never quit. It was never, we're just walking it up and down the floor. We're just literally throwing it away with no intent to make the right pass or the right play. I think all of the things that you can control from a Clearview perspective were there, I think, for the Clippers this afternoon. Certainly some things that they'd like to clean up, and maybe that doesn't happen, in their season. I mean, that's, something I think that Coach Demakia will be looking ahead to future seasons in terms of that. But, with his girls today, the effort was always there. The intensity was always there. The offensive struggles, he was honest about that in the pregame, so we kind of knew what to expect on that front. But when you have years like this, all you can ask for is effort and attitude, and I don't think that ever really wavered today for Clearview.
They remained aggressive. We talked about it in the second half, especially when turnovers mounted. They were trying to share the basketball. It wasn't as if it was just, like you said, careless. It was just they were trying to find a teammate, make something of a possession, and maybe it got away from them a little bit. And they played a quality opponent. Again,
Sure.
You're looking at a team that is probably going to finish above 500 if you have your druthers and your Coach Mahalik. That's been the goal for them, and that's what you're looking at today. So stepping outside of the conference, I think Nick, in the pregame shared some really good thoughts with us. He said we're starting to play better, and we're coming away with W's this second half that we didn't think were going to be possible in the first half. So that says a lot about where the program's going. One note, not necessarily broadcast related, but just as I was checking the updates, didn't have a whole lot of scores. However, one of the updates, Leah DeFranco tallied her 1,000th point today.
All right.
with the Midview Middies. So congratulations to Leah DeFranco. They're playing a little bit better basketball over there at Midview, but 1,000 points for your career, especially with that namesake, one heck of an accomplishment, and hats off to her and Coach Brittany McNamara Cole as far as success in that program.
Yeah, I'm in my 6th year here now at WEOL, and so I've seen some athletes where I've gotten to see kind of their freshman all the way through senior to through graduation growth. So she wouldn't be the first of that ilk for me, but very awesome to see that for a girl like Leah DeFranco, because you remember older Olivia,
yep.
Right, cousin, right?
Sure.
Kind of had the spotlight there along with Mary Mang. Those are not, I don't want to say early Midview teams, for me, earlier Midview teams with my career here in Lorain County. But to see Leah really kind of turn into the player that she has turned into, that's been awesome to see. And she's got a heck of a head coach over there in Brittany McNamara. So
certainly, and she's lost some time to injury earlier in her
Right.
career too. So
Right.
when you think about it, that makes the 1,000 all the more important and impressive. When you think about some people, it takes them all 90 games plus of their career to get to that number.
Sure.
And she did it in far less than that.
yeah, no question. So I see Coach Mahalik maybe getting set to trickle back into the gym here, as we'll see if we can sneak a quick post-game conversation with him, right? Why not, while we're here, as he's currently stuck conversing with a couple of folks right outside the gymnasium doors. Again, our next broadcast here on WEOL while we attempt to effort Coach Mahalik here. It'll be Wednesday. Nothing Monday, Tuesday for you guys, but Wednesday night we will be at Olmsted Falls as the Lady Bulldogs and Jordan Eaton welcome in the Shore Gals along with head coach Paul Apple. So a 7 o'clock tip Wednesday night, February 4th, Avon Lake at Olmsted Falls. Big SWC implications involved with that one. Next Friday, we'll be at North Ridgeville. The Avon Lake boys will be on the road, facing Ben Chase and the North Ridgeville Rangers. And then next Saturday, a week from today, a 12:30 start over in Grafton. The Lady Middies of Midview will welcome in Tony Brown and the Elyria Lady Pioneers for SWC action as the girls continue to round out their regular season. Again, tournament draw right around the corner. The February Frenzy will be in full swing as our good pal Rob Polinsky likes to call it. So we will see what that brings us. So still got eyes on Coach Mahalik over there. I'll tell you what, I'll give ourselves a quick break here. And when we return, we'll see if we can get Coach Mahalik right here on the post-game show. Again, a final here at Clearview. Vermilion wins it 52-12. We'll see if we can get Coach Mahalik coming up after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we offer the greatest customer experience around, plus upfront, no haggle pricing and great deals. Right now, lease the 2025 GMC Sierra for just $339 a month. Stop in or shop us at buyabraham.com.
All right, welcome back here to Clearview. Gary joking with me here. Did Jared lose that battle? As we'll see. You can see me trying to give him the thumbs up or thumbs down. It's really okay if we can't get him. No good. Incomplete pass, says Jared Kozar. That's quite okay. As we'll certainly, I think, have some opportunities to catch up with Coach Mahalik as the regular season comes to a close and the postseason eventually gets underway. But again, for Vermilion, coming up next, though, will be home the rest of the way. They got Oberlin, Huron, and Wellington in the early stages of February. Clearview, last one I see on their Max Prep schedule, they will be at Firelands next week to round out their regular season. So we will see what the future holds for both of those sides. Do want to thank everybody here at Clearview not before we say goodbye, as we say goodbye. Big thanks to both head coaches, Nick Demakia for Clearview, Doug Mahalik for Vermilion, getting me roster, stats, starters, all that good stuff. Athletic Director Jacob Morehouse here at Clearview, able to host us here this afternoon. We certainly appreciate his time. Jared, fantastic work by you, my friend. Pelt, awesome stuff behind the camera. And of course, we got to thank our sponsors, as today's cage matchup here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel was brought to you by Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. LCCC, Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. LMRE, the Lorain Medina Rural Electric Cooperative, your Touchstone Energy partner. And by our friends at EcoTree Services, they are your complete tree care company. Again, and our next broadcast will be Wednesday night over at Olmsted Falls as the Lady Bulldogs welcome in Paul Apple and the Shore Gals of Avon Lake. But until Wednesday, for Jared, for Pelt, I am Rakanushi saying one more time your final score here from Clearview. Vermilion, a big road win for the Sailors. They knock off Clearview 52-12, the final here this afternoon. Have a great, safe rest of the weekend, everybody. And I do mean stay safe out there with that weather. And we'll see you guys Wednesday night over at Olmsted Falls.